Hey, you guys. Happy Thursday. It's a beautiful day. I just took the coldest bus ride down here. Yeah. Just do a sound check here. Looks like our microphone's on. Right. Hope you all are doing well. We're gonna crisscross, walk down to Melrose and then Fairfax. We are officially in the city of West Hollywood. I put that I would start at 3:33 or 3:30 or something like that. I just like to be on time. So I'm early. Also, the buses, they're great. They're pretty constant, but they constantly run late or run into issues. So I never trust if it says I'll be somewhere at 3 o'clock. But to be honest with you, I would have been there even earlier. Well, I actually got off the bus because I was cold. I'm going to try not to whisper. I kind of tend to do that. Kind of fun mix of the old style apartment buildings, the I don't know what that is, tile building, and then this new batch. I'm not as familiar with the neighborhood, so I really don't know what that replaced, but probably a single family home. Because there were a lot down here. We're on Genesee. So this street might have gotten rehabbed in the 60s. Kind of has that look. Hey, it was gay. How are you? This looks modern. It'd be crazy if it was like a single family. I'm sure it could be like a house. It's not. And then you have that, and it has a little garage house out back. Pretty cool. We're going into a shopping district, so we're just walking down to Melrose right now, and then taking a right, walking to Fairfax, going to the farmer's market, checking out the Grove. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna come on at like 6 o'clock because we're gonna walk over to Echo Park Lake and check out the lotus, low tide. I keep saying that, it's definitely not a word. They had the Lotus Festival last week and we kind of spaced out and missed it. Or maybe we just didn't get invited. We crisscross a lot on Willoughby. It always brings up the Twilight Zone conversation, I think. Oh, golly. I'm going to go back on the other side of the street, let these gardeners do their job in peace. But I think I'm going to cross at the greenhouse and we're going to walk down Ogden. My neighborhood is so much hotter than this neighborhood. When I was walking my dogs earlier, I thought it was going to be kind of a terrible hot walk. I wonder when they painted that house green. Really lovely color. All right, so still a little bit up from Melrose. I don't know what that is. Kind of crazy looking house. The only thing I hate about the larger places is they really didn't, I guess, you couldn't really keep up with the architecture of what was happening here. Like, that's pretty charming, huh? Spot to live, and then that guy. And that guy. We're gonna take a right on Waring. We're really gonna miss most of the Melrose sprawl. We've walked it before. You can always leave a comment after the video if you want to walk Melrose at some point. We usually just walk it when we're on our way to something. So right across here. Fairfax High is right over there. We are approaching Fairfax. It's 1 block away. Sure. Hello. Oh, it's funny. Hey, focused. Ooh. Glad that bougainvillea wasn't. Wow, that's really cute place. And there's that. Not picking on that. I would live there. But I just like the kind of cool old architecture. I'm sure the house, whatever the reason it was, they tore it down because it had termites. Anyway, groovy. We're taking a right, we're going to Fairfax. And then we're taking a left. Hey, MR 257. I started saying 250 and 257 at the same time. Right? I was just thinking that the past couple months have gone by really fast. Also, crazy. I can't believe a year ago I started doing this. I just saw a guy walking by with barbells, which is pretty smart. I feel like I should have a second gimbal in my other hand to make sure one of my arms doesn't get giant. It won't get giant. So this is Melrose. We got the walk sign. We're looking down towards Western Hollywood. So we've come here, we've been in there, the flea market on Sunday. I feel like it's one of the longest existing, definitely giantest, not a word, flea markets in Los Angeles, and I feel like you could find the most stuff. I just feel like it might be a little more expensive here than other ones because location, etc. Oh, thank you so much. We're really glad. If you guys are new here, it's your first time checking it out, please like and subscribe. Would love to make it to 2,000 subscribers by our 1 year anniversary, which is next month. We are at about 1560. We also have memberships. Just did a members video on Bugs Bunny's birthplace last week. I want to take a second to thank my members while we're at this boring intersection. I apologize for some of the spacing. I tried to respace it. It always squishes names together, but I'm eternally grateful. Fairfax, right up ahead. First street on our thumbnail. We're going to walk that down to the farmer's market and then weasel through the farmer's market. Farmer's market, as far as food goes, a little on the pricier side because it's pretty touristy, but it's kind of a must-do in Los Angeles. And the fact that it's been around forever, so old, makes it doubly worth it. The first time I came here, I came on a horse. The first time I came here, the whole Grove part wasn't built. It's a kind of weird area. Like, there is an old park over here called Pan Pacific Park, which there's still just like a chunk of the building it was in, because I guess it burnt down, and that was like the building in the movie Xanadu. I think maybe at the very end we'll see that. We'll look at that or look for it. I only remembered it because, again, I think I mentioned this twice now, that Xanadu, like a clip from Xanadu, keeps coming on my recommended. I have no idea why. We watched it and it came back. I normally would stream a little bit earlier, but I gotta tell you, it's so hot. I had this delicious ice cream yesterday. I think it's maybe something I'll only eat every couple months. It was a black horchata and chocolate swirl ice cream at Paradise downtown. I dripped it. I've ruined my sneakers. There's like little black drops, or little like black spots. It dripped all over my legs, which means that's how I looked on my way home. Fortunately, like the chocolate didn't drip. It was like black. It was like black dye, which is actually slightly blue, so it looked like I had these crazy blood veins. I think I tried to show you guys at the very end. So this is a cool shopping district, considerably cooler than where we are headed. I think Melrose is pretty cool too. It's got a lot of hot shops, like streetwear. Also La Brea. It's a pretty cool, we're gonna totally get wet, little Arts Alliance over here. And they do plays. It's got some historic stuff to it, but I actually don't remember. It's not part of the high school. Hey Florida Realtor, how are you? Happy Thursday. Bear Drips. It's a white label creamery. Trophies. Some of these stores you will recognize. I can't speak. Some of these stores you'll recognize, and others you will eventually. Trophies is a burger shop. And then we've got Dave's Hot Chicken over here. I'm sure you might have Dave's Hot Chicken also. That was a chain started in East Hollywood in a parking lot. Oh, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It's good to see ya. We're going to the mall. We're on our way. If you are here for the first time, feel free to like and subscribe and chat. Maybe we'll mention that, excuse me, bubble in my throat, a few more times. I'd really love to get to 2,000 subs by the end of August. We'll see. We're not that far. We walked over here on St. Patrick's Day. I came down to the Grove. They were having a celebration. So this isn't the first time I've been here. Well, on stream, probably like the second. I don't know if he's showing off his bags or what, but... So this is like, that was rip and dip. This is like the first year that I did not get a shamrock shake. But we got a shake from Van Leuven's down here, which was like their pot of gold shake. Almost the same thing. There's Cantor's. I wonder if they're open 24 hours any longer. I feel like almost nothing is. Maybe Denny's. There it is, Van Leuven. They have Maren Morris Dreamsicle. It's her new flavor. I love a creamsicle, but I'm not going to pay $10 for something that tastes like a creamsicle, even if it's organic, you know? I would just get the creamsicle. This is a pretty expensive neighborhood to rent or buy in, I will tell you that, and I feel like it looks messier than some places in DTLA. A newsstand. I can't believe there are still that many magazines they print. Those used to be all, hey, there I am in the mirror. Those used to be all over Los Angeles when I first moved here. I point them out sometimes. By the time I moved here, though, I wasn't really newsstanding it. When I lived in Boston, there was a newsstand in Cambridge Square that I used to love. I wonder what that's up to since the demise of magazines. This is Tyler the Creator store, I think. Golf. We're not going in. You can smell what almost smells like dirty fried chicken oil on this whole entire street. It's a nice smell, but it's kind of gross. They haven't really gotten much further with this building since the last time we walked it. Still just the hull. I don't know what they're putting in it. We're about to come to Beverly Boulevard, so we'll be at Beverly and Fairfax. I truly love the farmer's market, though, much more than the Grove, but we're going to go to both. The farmer's market is kind of like the Grand Market downtown, except more farmy looking, I guess. You'll see what I mean. Ugh, a polished nomad. Oh, I guess it's a development site. I wonder if they have to keep the shell. Here's CBS. That's where they film The Price is Right, I think, and maybe Bill Maher. Not that they use film for either one of those things. Right now I got a walk sign. This is like the hottest block ever. Fortunately, it's short. Welcome, Girardi. And if you, like Girardi, a Florida realtor, are here for the first time, please feel free to like and subscribe. We go live 4 times a week and make member videos and do member live streams. Oh, I thought that was like the Barbie version of Anna Karenina, which would be a travesty. Hey, Marie, we hope you're having an awesome day too. Next time I take a sightseeing tour, I think that's the one we take. But actually would not enjoy it on today. It's a little hot. At one time, this area used to be full of like fabric stores and like all up and down the street. I once was at a fabric store back on Beverly. I don't remember what it was called. Maybe International House of Silks and Woolens. Sounds fancy. And I saw Tony Basil there, choreographer and one-hit wonder. I feel like saying one-hit wonder is pretty rude, actually. She's choreographer and singer and had one hit. But like in her 40s, she had that hit. She's still dancing. Hey, LA Unknown. We're going to the farmer's market and the Grove. First time I heard about the Grove was when I had first moved here. It was probably really new then. And I just heard this really lovely lady who I met, very friendly right off the bat, Melody, her name was, and she called it the Grove. And since I really had never heard anybody mention it before, I thought it was for some reason called the Grove. I couldn't imagine how it was spelt. I thought it was like, one of those weird California things I wouldn't really understand yet, or Los Angeles things, like merging 2 names, Wilshire and Santa Monica, Wilson, that kind of thing. But it was the Grove. Starting to feel the heat, so I'm really excited to get there and walk under the covers. That black building up ahead on the right, that is Wilshire Boulevard. We're about to cross the street over to the farmer's market. Oh my gosh, And we got a walk sign. I'm gonna enter from 3rd Street because I like the sign over there. And it's kind of booked as something at 3rd and Fairfax. And the sign is pretty cool. Fun fact, I cleaned my gimbal this morning. from all of the horchata ice cream that leaked on it. And there's still some. My hand is so sticky. I'm gonna cross at these people. How many places have I eaten here? Interesting question that no one asked. Probably like 5 or 6. I have eaten at Dupar's. It's kind of like a. Sorry. I have eaten at Dupar's. It's pretty standard fare. Sabta is new-ish. I have not seen it before. Well, I've seen it before, but I've never gone in. Also, I don't like going out to eat when it's chicken. I feel like I make chicken all the time. There's the Writers Guild of America West. 69 sounds lovely. I think it's probably closer to... I don't know. I didn't even start my watch today, but I can. It started itself. We got... Okay, Irish Siri. It's 80-something degrees. So, looking towards Beverly Hills.
Do you want your Gatorade?
Well, probably a little more interesting in the evening when that sign is lit up, but... Farmers Market. The best pizza nearby. The best pizza is not a restaurant, in my opinion. The best pizza we recently had, and it's by a guy named Elio's, not to be confused with the Elio's in the grocery store. Wood fire brick oven pizza. I also like Lucifer's pizza. So, original Farmers Market, Gate 6. I bet there's pizza in here, but I probably have never gotten it. It's pretty empty. It's usually jam-packed. So, ooh, it's hot by the oven. I could totally, almost would love some waffles if they were stuffed with ice cream. I wonder, this market, if you see the prices, is probably pretty expensive. Actually, yams, that's not a bad price. I think we go to a pretty cheap produce market and they're $1.69. But you also get the glory of living over here. Yeah, I would definitely go to Elio's again. I think we should go to the location he opened in Long Beach. I kind of want to go to Long Beach to see, as promised, the canals. Oh. Ooh, I could totally love a bag of that licorice for some reason. Or Jordan almonds. I've eaten at Trejo's tacos. They're really expensive, small tacos. Good, but expensive. Oh, I might get a pop. I also would love popcorn. And I'm not really talking about that kind, but that kind. It smells so good. Joe and I actually come Christmas shopping here. That's where I got him his Hollywood Hawaiian shirt last year. I really, 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 really want a... Oh my god, I have to remember this place sometime because I need new glasses so bad. But my problem is I also need to get my eyes examined. So these are pretty cool glasses that start at 50 bucks. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. I didn't even cover my mouth. I could just get the frame. Those are just crazy and I would never wear them. Nor the tiny ones. These look like my glasses I'm wearing right now, actually. Pretty cool. I love what Warby Parker started with inexpensive glasses. For a long time, glasses were super expensive. They are still pretty expensive. We're gonna sneak behind Trejo's. Oh my goodness. So many stickers. How do they do inventory? When I was in 4th grade, I got a really cool idea to sell stickers, and I did. I would buy a pack of stickers and sell them for like a nickel. Wow. I wish I lived a little closer because the egg prices are great. Dark yolk, extra large egg, $6.99 a dozen. You can't really see that. You can just see me, but beautiful. Also, I love that milk. We usually get it, Joe, when we go up north. I wish this was the end so I could get some eggs to bring back. I think the eggs we got were $7.99. I always wonder when I see Maggie's if it's the same Maggie's that is the donut shop. Sticker Planet truly lives up to its name. Oh, this place is in our neighborhood. Wow. You know, I don't mind eating vegan food. I just don't want like more processed food. So if it has to be processed to be vegan, it's maybe more humane, but I think the key is to get away from the processed stuff. Except for on my live streams. Oh, there's Nona's. We go there all the time in Grand Market. This place has hundreds and hundreds of hot sauces. A lot of that place has the best fries. And Marcel Marceau, I always call it. It's Monsieur Marceau. Fantastic. Yeah, those empanadas are really good. There's a place in, like, on Melrose that has been making empanadas since the 70s. And when I first started doing the lives where I eat, I was really eating empanadas, and that was a place I really wanted to go to, but have not, and still have not. The empanada is such an easy food, also, because it's baked in there. Usually nothing spills out. What's a Williams Sonoma? All right, farmer's market. Poppin', sorta. You know, overpriced candy store, which are really fun. I used to work in a mall, and the candy store always had holiday candy, like holiday gummy bears or holiday Easter gummy bears. And then as soon as the holiday was over, that gummy bear shaped like a bunny, twice as tasty than a bear, more cuddly parts. It was like 75% off. Kind of loved it. All right, the Grove. I feel like something like bratwurst, though. It's better than like having a couple slices of pizza. Like it seems like a protein.
Unfortunately, we don't allow any selfie sticks.
Okay,
Use your phone. Just hold the phone with your hand. We just don't want a selfie stick.
it's not really a selfie stick though. It's a gimbal.
Yeah.
All
Either way,
right,
you can't use it, sir. Thank
all
you.
right. I'm gonna have to take my selfies. They don't allow selfie sticks here, so I'm gonna carry my stick in my hand till we leave. Even though I've been here with a selfie stick a gazillion times. Let me know if the sound went out. We'll get a little less cinematic. I apologize for the jiggle. The one thing is I don't understand is I can carry the gimbal. So we probably won't come here again as they're very unfriendly to the gimbal. Years later is actually so we're gonna walk out here. I'm going to put on the I'll be right back screen, reset at my gimbal, and we'll carry on with our walk. I think the train is taking a nap. I hope you're not nauseous from my hand gimbal. All right. Pause for a cause. Oh, not that. Selfie stick. How insulting. I'm just kidding. All right. Give me 1 second to reset up. Let me know if you can hear me. Actually, I'm going to try to do it while we're streaming. It will just look a little clunky for a minute. While we're streaming and while this guy's parking. Ultimate Jeepers Creepers vibes. The most messed up thing about this gimbal is once I turn it off while I'm streaming, it just really does now needs to be plugged in. It is, I love this thing, but it is fickle. Very fickle piece of equipment, and I don't think it's the heat. I feel like it works really lovely, but it has so much extra stuff on it. So it is jack of most trades, master of none. Thank you. At least my legs were not covered with blue dye today, or black dye today from ice cream. There we go. All right. So that was the Grove. Dare I go back into it? Actually, we didn't have a very nice signal in there, did we? Bad energy. Anyway, this park over here, we'll go back up to Melrose. We'll do our shopping at independent shops. I don't really go to the Grove to get anything anyway, but the farmer's market, definitely a destination. So the little chunk that's left over is somewhere in there, I feel like, and I'm not sure if they moved it there or that's where the park was, because part of what is inside of the Grove is property that's owned by an early LA person. Anyway, I'm going to try to skip over these folks. Right? Anywhere I can't go without my selfie stick is just not the right place for me. I've never owned a selfie stick. In fact, I never use this stick to face myself. So this is more like a Yui stick. I should have tried that argument. Really just semantics. I guess they don't want people walking around with poles. However, again, I've walked through there plenty of times. Maybe I used my gimbal, my DJI gimbal last time, but I've also gone to its twin sister mall, the brand. Maybe I also used my gimbal there. Or my DJI camera there. It's a little more discreet. I would love to have a wearable. There are so many just real cool and interesting places to shop. It almost feels like, unless you're, I've been shopping at J. Crew since the red phone was in the store. That's kind of my attitude. Also, I don't have to think. And there's not a J. Crew there anyway, but I'm saying, you don't really need to go to the mall. There's, so many cool places. So many little shopping downtowns all over the country, but specifically in Los Angeles. I feel like the Meta glasses almost feel sneakier. At least you can see what I'm doing here. But with the Meta glasses, it feels like spy stuff. I feel like I would be recording and then sometimes people would just see me or notice what they were, and then that's when it would be offensive. I was trying to hide the fact that I was doing it, which I'm not. I would hide the fact that I just bought a $40 juice from Erewhon, which is right up here on the left. You're right. Isn't 6th Street around here somewhere? So we have an option here. This is a really hot street. I was gonna say we can just walk down this street and dip into that little neighborhood. So I technically did not lie on my thumbnail. We did go to Fairfax, the farmers market, and the Grove. I thought it was gonna take longer, but when you get kicked out of the mall, we didn't get kicked out. But when you get kicked out of the mall, it kind of cuts your walk short. So LA Unknown, we'll walk to one of the neighborhood streets because you're right, it is super cute. I would actually love to at some point just zigzag up and down and walk down 6th Street. I've been trying to think of a way to like take 6th Street as a walk, and that is probably a pretty good way. 6th Street over here is like a vintage street. It has all these houses from the 20s, 30s, like duplexes, and just really cute. And fortunately, when is this light gonna turn green? Fortunately for us, the neighborhood kind of stayed the same, so it's a really cute time capsule. I just stepped off the curb. I never use thumbnail thick bait. Thumbnail quick bait. There's the Pan Pacific Park. Where's the original piece though? There's like an original chunk of like the Art Deco soffit or facade or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna just cross. You ain't going anywhere, buddy. It's a yellow light. Anyway. So, when they were roller skating in Xanadu, they were in Santa Monica. But the roller rink was this. This is pretty cool. It is not a roller rink. But now that I'm here, and now that you're near, let's find out what it is. It looks a lot more majestic in Xanadu, I have to say. It is a community center. Thank goodness for stuff like that, but how cool. It's like the mast of a steamboat or something. And at the silver part, I don't know if that's a flagpole. CBS is... We started off over by CBS. CBS is over on Fairfax. Next week I'm going to do a Hollywood studio walk. I got this idea while working on my members video on Tuesday, and I think it should be kind of interesting. I actually learned a lot of stuff that I did not know before. And I know that we had someone in the chat once that was mentioning some of this stuff, so it was fun to actually look that up and read it for my own self. All right. Goodbye, Xanadu. Hello, street upon street with no tree. So let's dip down Gardner and then we'll go left on the street below and then go up Harper. Was Harper the other way? I used to take Willoughby as a shortcut to get to over here, and I had to memorize which streets had lights on them, so when I got to Beverly, I could go left. I mean right, sorry. So this area is peppered with all these cute little neighborhoods. I don't know what they do at that particular CBS. I know they film like 2 shows there. Hey, JC Loop, welcome, welcome, nice to see you again. Cute. I feel all of a sudden weird. There's so many children and people on this street. Very cute. So maybe I'm in someone's driveway. I just don't want to film little kids walking home from school. Hey, Jamie. James Corden doesn't deserve a studio. I really don't like Jamie. Sorry. I really don't like James so much. I feel like there's some other show there, like a game show. So the street that we walked up before we hit Melrose was like this at one time too. And now it's got a bunch of fancy buildings in it. Fancy new, probably modern, probably efficient buildings in it. That looks like some whatever happened to Baby Jane stuff, but that house is actually on Highland. I don't think we've ever walked by it. What's Drew Carey's show? Where does that tape? Not the Drew Carey show, but whatever the game show that he hosts is. I feel like there's a game show that tapes there. Where's Wheel of Fortune done? Is that still on? I don't watch game shows, can you tell? A beautiful sequoia. Probably been a good 100 years old, maybe more. Probably seen some stuff. Oh. So we're gonna go left and go up Hapa. If we ever can. Harper's got some, I don't even know if, thank you so much. Anybody's, thank you. Lovely person, let me go. I never know when to go. So Vista is next, Harper's after that. Oof. Sony Studios is, I think, like the in the middle of the worst traffic. Culver City is just a nightmare to get through. This is like the Miracle Mile North neighborhood, and I've never shoot. I just like I really need to mind the sidewalk. I think it's stamped from 1957. Old. The further east we go, closer and closer to Hancock Park, the houses get bigger. Some of these houses, though, they really don't look like they belong here. Like this one with the rainbow window on the left, it looks like some kind of colonial house from a movie set. Okay. And these guys, that's like the Ponderosa restaurant over there. I'm kidding, they're beautiful. This is actually kind of nice too. We don't have a shit ton of, hey, Simply Sonora. We don't have a shit ton of brick houses here because, for obvious reasons. Somehow reminds me of like a rectory or something. I wonder if that's it. Oh, wow. I bet it has a pool, a lovely pool. Can I cross yet? I feel like I want to be trailing this person walking their dog. We're at Fuller. Fuller does not have a light. Maybe Hopper is after Gardner. We won't actually go there. I was researching for like interesting spots that had history and nobody knows about, and there was an apartment complex down here that Charlie Chaplin had built for his people to stay at. It's torn down now. I can't remember the address, but I know that I've walked past it in its previous incarnation. It was not a very remarkable building, to be honest with you. It's just interesting history. So we're going to take a left up here and go back up to Melrose. This is Poinsettia. Speaking of Charlie Chaplin, once you cross Santa Monica, I think it's on Poinsettia, you reach this sort of like cul-de-sac, except it's almost just like a turn. And there is a bunch of buildings built to look like a French Normandy village that Charlie Chaplin had built. It's called Chateau Normandy. Pretty sublime breeze right now. I'm gonna go left. And I think I'm gonna walk up 2 blocks to get back to Melrose. We are out of West Hollywood, by the way, I believe. Actually, no. To think like in 1970s or 1980s, you could probably buy these houses for like under 100K. But of course, though, I wasn't old enough to buy a house then. I feel like there's always a time when people are moving from somewhere to somewhere, an area of town sort of empties out, and it gives other people a chance to get in there. And it happened in New York in the 70s. I feel like it happened in Hollywood in like the 80s, late 70s, 80s. And then this neighborhood, I think basically what happened was people just unalived, and the house went to no one. I remember when I worked over here, I would walk through here for lunch, and this was like 15 years ago, but you would run into a house that just was weeded in there. It looked like it had a DeSoto in the parking lot, and you know that the person either, kind of like this one, the person might have passed away or whatnot, or they're still living there and not driving that DeSoto. I grew up in New Hampshire. My parents, I think, so the story goes, bought their house for like $24,000 or something like that. And my mother sold it for, this is in the 90s though, like a couple $100,000. I always feel like I move to upcoming areas when I need them, but not when I am able to take advantage of them, if that makes any sense. We're back out in Beverly. We're gonna keep going up till we get to Melrose. Just really want to stand in the shade. Yep, real estate is crazy. I almost feel like it's one of the most... Hey! Hey, BD, welcome. We went on a little late today. Well, a pinch late. It's just so hot at 1 o'clock. I feel like I can't go on till like 2. And I took the bus here, so that means that I don't trust the bus time. So I put 3:30. I think I really started at 3:15 or something closer to that. So we got kicked out of the mall because I have a selfie stick. I have air quotes. You missed that. I really don't have a selfie stick. I saw like in New York this morning, or New York when I was looking at the temperatures, was like 92. I didn't look at the humidity. Here it's only probably 80. I think the only triple digit temperatures are for the Antelope Valley, those poor antelopes. Antelopes. Tacos 1986. Oh. I wonder how that is. They have soft serve. I see the sign from here. Let me do a plug up. My phone is at 20%, which is all right. My gimbal charging is fine. Hey Brenda, happy Thursday. We're just walking around West Hollywood neighborhoods. We have gone to the Grove and the Farmers Market and walked a little bit Fairfax. Ooh, fancy. Oh, some of these are new. I love the round thing, but how do you set that up? Like, what does it look like on the inside? The lady was like driving her minivan down the street like it was the NASCAR. Oh, that one's kind of an octagon. I feel like I've been in one of those houses before. I just don't remember what the round part looks like. I really kind of like a Spanish-y castle. That front window though bothers me because it's just a window for heat to come through. I love that one over there with the blue trim. Or even this one from Bewitched or Donna Reed. I would live there. I would never call myself an influencer. Unless like a brand offered me some money and I needed to say that. Look at this mint chocolate chip delight. Like right out of Edward Scissorhands. Oof. So we're Oakwood. Making our way. I'm gonna cross the street because the other side of the street is slightly shadier. I don't know how they could stop it, and I don't really know how that's true. Maybe they do have a rule, and they just, every once in a while, someone needs to call out the rule. We're in actually West Hollywood, but like the very east part of West Hollywood. So we were over by Fairfax, where the flea market is. We went down into the farmer's market, where they do not have a no selfies stick rule. And then we went to the Grove and just whizzed through it. I held my camera. He told me I could hold my camera. Or phone. I called it a camera. So we're a couple blocks away from Hancock Park, actually. A couple blocks up from Wilshire, maybe 5. And a few below Santa Monica. I will tell you, I do feel like this area is always hot. Especially walking down La Brea. La Brea has like no trees. And it's just not a delightful street to walk down. This street also is missing some serious trees. Or shade. So that's what I also think of when I see those big round windows like that one on the house across the street. Like they get all this afternoon sun, no ability to open that window in the evening. Ooh, this place is in lockdown. That's really cute though. I love all those windows. I can't remember when the last time we walked through this neighborhood was, but we've done it before. Maybe not exactly Alta Vista Street, but for sure up in here, that is. Melrose is coming up. It's the light. Usually you can get away with that, but it was in the mall, and so that's kind of private property. Also, I just really don't give it. I don't really want to fight with a 20-year-old dressed like a Mountie. Like, okay, I'll put it away. I feel like I was setting up my gimbal a couple weeks ago. I kind of feel bad about this, and some guy came and yelled at me to get off the, like, leaning on the curb or whatever, the little build around in front of the building. And I was like, I'm just gonna be here for like 60 seconds. No, you can't sit here. I was like, but okay, then just call the police, I guess, because I just need 60 seconds to stop. I'm not gonna call the police. I'm gonna watch you. Okay, you can watch me, I'm sure. And then I kind of got a little self-righteous. I feel bad. I should have just been like, yep, you're doing your job. I've been thinking about it for like a straight week. You know, maybe it's Paul Blart's only power in his life is telling people no selfie sticks. I am going to give that to him. In the grand scheme of things, I got what I needed anyway. I'm doing something for, I feel like also, I tried to put like pushing back on the guy that told me to get off the curb or the little wall. I just tried to like think, I just keep thinking about that, and I'm just like, he was really just doing his job, wasn't trying to be a dick. When he said he would watch me, that was a little annoying. But again, he doesn't know who I am. I could be spray painting there. But the guy in the Grove, whatever. It's a summer job. He's going to be a senior this year. Yeah, Brave Bull, these are really cute little houses in West Hollywood. It's a neighborhood that hasn't quite been destroyed. Although a couple blocks over, there's some McMansions. You know, it's a good neighborhood when you got some Sade graffiti. It's not graffiti. And gummy kitties. So, and look, it's old Blue Eyes. You know what they did there? They painted his eyes blue. Mostly, but they have to, I think if they tell that to other people, they really should tell it to me. And when I'm sitting on a wall, I'm usually I've got my backpack on my lap, and I'm trying to set up the gimbal. Oh my god, a tanning company. I should go get a tan. Again, we're on the worst side of the street, temperature-wise. So tomorrow night we'll be going out in the evening to catch the water lilies in Echo Lake Park. Next Friday or Thursday, we're going to do a Hollywood studio walk. But I mean literally Hollywood, not Hollywood Studios. Like, we're not going to Warner Brothers or Culver City. There's a train that goes to Culver City, and Culver City is pretty magical, but I just am never in the... I feel like if I'm going to Culver City, I might as well go to Venice. This place has been so many different things. So many different things. There's Lucifer's Pizza, Florida Realtor. This place is pretty great. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Winchell's and Milk Bar. Momofuku Milk Bar. That place has got some pretty nice stuff. I feel like I went somewhere and bought their like cookies in a box in a store and they were not good. But I've gotten stuff from the actual bakery before and it was good. I also feel like I bought a mix. Oh, Williams Sonoma sold a mix of one of their cookies. There's Voodoo Donut. I'm not doing that today. Those donuts are messy. I would have gotten an ice cream donut yesterday, though. BD, I was saying earlier that like the black horchata like dripped all over my shoes and my legs. So I think I showed my legs in the video. You couldn't see my shoes. I've ruined my shoes, my sneakers. And it looked like I had all these blue leg veins on the train yesterday. Nobody wanted to sit with me. We are at La Brea. Down there's a ton of really cool stores and a ton of vintage stuff. Too hot to walk that way. I don't know when the last time you went to Winchell's is, but the Winchell's is kind of slipped. Their iced coffee has always been dubiously called iced coffee. It's a very watery iced coffee, but I would still drink it at that price. But I feel like the last time I got one of their donuts, it was just weird tasting. Yeah, it melted. The cone didn't have one of those sleeves this time, so it was actually dripping out the bottom of the cone. I ended up shoving a whole third of it in my mouth at the same time because I did not want to waste it. I just can't wait, so I'm going to inch into the crosswalk as you cross. Thank you. Thank you for not hitting me. We went to Voodoo Donut a couple weeks ago, and we got, oh gee, Old Dirty Bastard. No, I don't think I'm doing a donut. Oh wow, Cecilia, you are here just in time. I don't think I can eat a donut right now. I'm super hot. But if I did, I would get a maple old-fashioned or a chocolate old-fashioned. But then I would also need an iced coffee. And I can't eat and carry an iced coffee. We'll see. You really think I should get a donut? I'm going to get a boring donut if you're not here. Like a donut that I actually want to eat. They had the Snoop Dogg donut. It came with a blunt on the top of it. That place used to be a Bank of America. Oh, dude, why'd you have your directional on? That's Pink's Hot Dog Hotel. I'm kidding. I have no idea. It's probably the offices. Oh, shade. If somebody visited from out of town and they wanted to go there, I would go there. It is not a tradition of mine to go to Pink's Hot Dogs, but they're tasty. Any hot dog is pretty tasty, actually. If somebody... No, that's not true at all. I was going to say, if somebody gave me a hot dog right now, I would eat it. But I probably wouldn't. Hey, not good. How are you? When a couple years ago, I was working somewhere and I got to help the lady from Pink's, the Mrs. Pink, I guess. Young Mrs. Pink, I'm not sure. She wasn't that young. She's probably in her 40s. still young, but like not like I didn't want you to think she's like 18. But anyway, so we met Mrs. Pink. I helped her with something, and she sent me like $60 worth of gift certificates for Pinks. It might have even been 100. I remember it was kind of nice because I think at that time in my life I didn't have a lot of money, so having $60 worth of hot dog vouchers might have been a nice, hey there, how are you? Might have been a nice thing to have. But a girl that I work with said, you're not supposed to take tips. I'm going to take some of these. And she took all of them but $20 worth. So I've gone to Pink's 2 or 3 or 4 times, maybe once every 5 years. It's a lovely family. It's a lovely Los Angeles tradition. Yeah. Coincidentally, the same person a couple years later, or like a couple months later, helped some guy with some stuff, and he gave her like a $300 cash tip, which she kept all to herself. We were not a tipping kind of company. Like, we were not allowed to accept tips. We weren't doing tipped work, although we probably should have been. And she kept it all for herself. I can't remember who it was. Somebody from like maybe 2008 band celebrity, or maybe it was the guy. It was somebody that was a celebrity a few years before, like maybe the guy from Blink 182, or the dude from Good Charlotte. Joe loves Good Charlotte. I'm going to cross here. I'm going to jump through this guy's back seat while popping a Mento in my mouth. Then we're going to cross over. That's a loud Honda. We're going to cross over to Gentrification Square. I don't know what we're going to eat tonight. Last night we made... I don't know if you're asking me. Last night we had chicken sandwiches. I just breaded some chicken and we had like spicy chicken sandwiches. Pretty yummy. And then for lunch we had like yesterday red lentils, bulgur wheat, not bulgur wheat, something like bulgur wheat. Some chicken, like a stew that I made the night before. I was gonna make a chili, but by the time I added all the chopped vegetables and stuff, not a real true chili, like just a modified. I was afraid that the pot would be overstuffed. What a nice clean alley, right? So this used to be a really fun and kind of artsy neighborhood. Now it's just Brooklyn. No offense to Brooklyn, but this is Los Angeles, right? It's nice to see places being used, but no worries. But it's always a bummer to see an old neighborhood wiped out. I mean, we used to have a cement factory here. How sad. Now we have Just One Eye Salon. I'm absolutely joking. cement factory must have sent dust into the air. So we're 4 blocks down from Hollywood Boulevard, actually. I don't know if you can see the building, the brown building on the right. That's kind of behind the Roosevelt and to the east a little bit. My beef, I guess, when they take a neighborhood like this and make it better is they don't make it better for the people who actually live in the neighborhood. It becomes sort of an unattainable neighborhood. So where you had a $2,000 apartment, you now have an apartment in, well, this is Kaiser Permanente, that's $26,000 a night. We have an apartment that's like $4,000 or $5,000. So we're on Sycamore. Those egg white tacos, I'm gonna have to go back and read more about egg white tacos, or maybe I just caught part of that. That's the record plant recording studio, by the way. I've looked up what has been recorded here, and I cannot remember, but some stuff you all know. I think Joe is going to a show tonight, so I don't know what we're having for dinner. This right here, these 2 buildings, this is I'm sure it was once used for the industry, right? But this is like a plant shop, a giant plant shop. And the crazy thing is, like 2 blocks up from this is another plant shop owned by Mickey Hargitay, who was Jane Mansfield's husband. And if this is actually it, I'm mistaken, but I'll totally correct myself. No, this is not it. It's up 1 block. It's kind of like a jungle in there, though, with plants. Let's let this person live their wish. And across now. There's the Tesla Cafe. Over there on the left. Who is really gonna go there? Elon Musk is a tough guy. I mean, to whatever. Wow. Right, no, it's getting ready to open. Check out their... It's got tables. It's got a huge screen. It's got the sign. It's really finished, actually. There's a guy up there. He probably has a Tesla. Cool. It's actually got 2 drive-in screens. Playing the Jetsons. I wish he wasn't such a dingbat. I will never go there. I know, I kind of wanted to talk about that earlier. That's the saddest thing ever to me. If you grew up in a time before cable, or if you grew up and you were too poor to have cable, or you grew up somewhere where cable didn't go, you almost always had PBS, which I feel like has the fairest and most unbiased news for the most part. We don't really need to get into that, but like all that PBS provides to rural areas, they're going to be hit the hardest. The rural areas that depend on PBS to give them the news or weather alerts, they're going to be hit the hardest because I'll have PBS here in California, in Los Angeles. They'll have it in Boston, WGBH. They'll probably have it in New Hampshire, WUNH. Like, but I don't know about WOKC in Oklahoma. I do feel like PBS has always had a slightly more urban edge to it, but I've always been watching a PBS in an urban area. That's the thing, if we're going to talk politics at all, is all of these things that he's doing, not all of them, but a lot of the things that he's doing are not going to affect me here in the Big Angel. They're probably not going to affect me. They're going to affect the people that voted for him. So we are at Highland in Santa Monica. I am going to start wiggling up the street because this is a hotter street. Also, no trees. Please don't look at the gas and say it's expensive. This is a very expensive gas station. I feel like the gas is almost 80 cents more expensive here than what I pay for it. I feel like I only get the 91 gas because that's what the cap says, and I'm paranoid. There's Trejo's Donuts and Coffee. But I feel like I paid $4.69 for it last time. I got it $4.69 a gallon. I always think that's Chelsea Handler, and I know it's not. Yeah, Joe. I mean, aside from what's going on in California right now, the things that he's doing are probably not going to affect us in the city. And also, I want to say I'm not like okay with me being okay and other people not being okay. It bothers me that bad things happen to anybody regardless of who they vote for. Oh, look at that building. Looks like they're taking the frame off of it and they found a lovely orchid painted on the wall. We are on the same street as Hollywood Boulevard. I could walk up there because we're kind of on our way there. I was going to take a right on Sunset. We never really hit this part of Sunset. But there's the Hollywood sign. We go to Hollywood a lot because this is our sort of Hollywood.
So the way we figured it out, it was like, so like, I asked them to come on, like, here's her, and then she has a link to her TikTok. Okay.
This place used to sell film and camera stuff. I lived a couple blocks from over from here. I just had a mental freak out for a second. I was like, where's my phone? Which is in my hand. I'm using it. I just didn't feel it in my pocket. This little block used to be a bunch of rundown print shops. And I think like headshot stores were over here. I think the one store I can remember was like Harman Printing. It's shady. See, $4.93. It's a little cheaper. I think it was not during one of my live streams, but after this place, Fat Sal's, caught on fire. It actually was an AutoZone. It caught on fire, but the restaurant is still open. Kind of crazy. Me too. I love me a Polaroid camera. Actually, they're not making sandwiches there anymore. I used to love a Polaroid camera. That film was expensive though. Is it the... I forgot what it's called. It's like green and white. I haven't, but it really smells so good every time we go there. I probably could have just crossed the street and I didn't. That was really lame. Not top something. I'm deliriously hot. Not really true. To people who are just watching, they're probably wondering what I'm filming. I'm doing a documentary on Fat Sal's. I feel like every couple years somebody tries to reinvent a Polaroid system. We haven't had one for a while, like where Polaroid small pictures or labeling system. I remember some kind of camera coming out a couple years ago that made smaller Polaroid style pictures. I wish I had the capacity to watch things like a TV show like more than once. 30 Rock was just hilarious, man. Actually, I've watched it maybe 3 times. But with a couple years in between. Hey, Brenda. I watched most of 8mm last night, which is a not safe for work movie. It's with Nicolas Cage. It's from the early 2000s, of the late 90s. I had remembered seeing the scene where they were in Hollywood. I didn't remember how close to being X-rated it was. It's like a murder mystery movie. And it tries to be a little noir-ish in some places. It just doesn't, I don't think it was a very good movie. I still have 20 minutes of it to watch, though. So don't tell me what happens in the end. I can't remember. Anyway, they were literally on Western, where we walk all the time. And he went into a adult novelties store, which was actually the store that we walk by sometimes. Kind of crazy. Yeah. I feel like there was something annoying about the movie. I don't know that the wife seemed naggy in a way, but she like married a detective. What did she expect? He had to go out to solve cases. Then you would have loved this bookstore in this movie last night. I thought The Stick sounds like a movie about a person who walks around with a selfie stick. I've heard of The Stick. I've heard it was good, actually. The thing is, whenever a TV show is about sports, I just can't get into sports. Like, I'm usually not interested if that's like the core of the show. It could be really well written, but if the thread is sports, I can't follow it. Kevin Hart had a fast food vegetarian restaurant. There's someone at the drive-thru waiting. I kind of like this place, except they just were serving those weird burgers. The real meat burgers. Oh, the ribs. We got to make those ribs. The fries were really good, and they had a vegan shake. That was a vegan restaurant, actually. So my intention was not really to walk up to Hollywood and Highland, but I am. I'm gonna walk up and take a right and then head east. So we're heading towards East Hollywood. We will take you to the thrills and delights of Hollywood another time. Ooh, I used to love to watch Beretta and Columbo. Though Columbo scared me. I feel like there was one, Columbo's on the very edge of my memory, but there was like an episode had to do with mannequins coming to life. Was that Columbo? Or Night Stalker, see? Edge of my memory. It was the Night Stalker. They tried to remake the Night Stalker in like 2007. I watched it. It was good. No one else liked it. I think Kojak, I never really watched, but I do remember it. Telly Savalas. I'm gonna cross the street. No, I'm gonna stay in the shade. It's weird that this is from 2002. I was gonna say I feel like it's always been here, but it's been here as long as I've lived here. We pointed out the dock building over there when we were further down, and it continues around the corner. You can't really see it. It's John Ritter. All right. Oh my god, WKRP. I also loved that show. I think sometimes the humor was over my head. There's also a show about waitresses that I don't think lasted very long. It's a Living, it was called, which I kind of liked that show. And Alice, any show with a waitress. Probably why I was a waitress in my late teens. Or waiter. We are at Hollywood and Highland. We have reached the bonus part of the walk. I'm at 5 miles. I don't ever remember it after being changed to It's Making a Living. I feel like it did have a change, and they changed like 1 or 2 of the people that were in it. We are in heavy tourist area on a Thursday. Actually, it's really not that crowded. But also it's Thursday. We'll ultimately know when I lose my signal. I'm gonna cross to the other side that's shady. I look like a tourist right now. That's alright. Oh, what is that person singing? It sounds like a cat.
Alright, first strike, recon. Reverse it back.
That's right. Do like BD says. I haven't mentioned this in a while, but I've mentioned it more than once today. Please give us a little algorithmic hug. While we're up here on Hollywood Boulevard, let me thank all of my legend members for your support. Let's walk up in here. Let's see if I get kicked out for going in here with a selfie stick. I love this place, actually. The dinosaur is one of the most photographed things on Hollywood Boulevard. I don't want to like spook these people out. We go up here all the time. Tons of little weird shops. It used to be full of like Hollywood memorabilia. And the like. I think we skip ice cream today. We usually only snack on a Wednesday. And also the soft serve place that we go to, there are two. Well, one is a donut in the middle, but they're both closed now. I could get a drumstick. Drumstick ice cream is weird because it's literally chewy. Hey, for a while, Cecilia, I was getting those notices, and now I'm not. But thank you guys for your support with the memberships. Whoops. I got my fireworks back. Back in the Clay is in Japan right now. Let's not get hit by the bus. Pussycat Theater over there. What time is it? Oh my gosh. Are those people lined up for Musso and Frank's? I love it. Hey. I didn't say hi back that time. I don't know who my favorite actors are. I think it also changes all the time. The House of Margs is no more. I don't ever remember when this was open. Someone that lives in my neighborhood works at one of these gift shops. I can't remember which one. We've run into them on the walk before her. I see her when I'm walking my dogs. Favorite actress? I honestly don't have one. Actor or actress. Character. Do you mean like character on a movie or a TV show? Han Solo. Sorry. Maybe the real first 3 Star Wars movies. I really liked that character. I like Johnny Depp movies. And I like Johnny Depp in some movies, like the first couple Pirates of the Caribbean, then they kind of got ridiculous. But I don't ever think I go see a movie because someone is in it. Well, because I almost never go see a movie. But I also really won't be like, oh, Julia Roberts just made a picture. So I'm really aging myself there. I need to see that. Like, I've never been quite like that either. I want to let you know that those youths were just striking poses on the star of The Village People. Oh my gosh, another thing. In 8mm, the mural over here was vibrant and amazingly blue. Not blue, but just amazing. Exactly. They're ruined forever. I also really, that is the gayest song in the world. Like, I feel like in the 70s, everybody knew that you could get a room at the YMCA and things are gonna happen there sometimes. Like, I feel like I think this is the crepe guy that we had crepes from one time when he was all by himself. He's now got a crepe cart. I love James Dean too, but I have not seen all of his movies. I do like movies that he's been in. I like Bruce Willis, but I certainly wouldn't see all Bruce Willis's movies. He's made some stinkers. And also not acting anymore. God, I can't think of anybody modern. What are we having, Joe? That's the question. I see that little icon of a burger right there, and it makes me hungry for a burger. I actually wanted pasta the other night. It's always easy, always satisfying, always filling, a little too filling. My favorite pasta is garlic, butter, Parmesan cheese. Never fails to satisfy. Like a 4-year-old, I love pasta with butter and Parmesan cheese. The kids' bowl, but add the garlic in it, and sometimes crushed red pepper flakes. Ooh, I love linguine with clam sauce also, and I really don't like seafood that much. Spicy clam sauce, red clam sauce. When I first moved here, I used to listen to the Art Bell show at night. Like, I think it comes on at 10 o'clock. And it runs like till 5 a.m. or something. Like, it repeats itself. So it was a really easy show to watch driving home if I stayed in LA after like 9 and had to drive home. But it was scary AF. I remember when I first moved here, I drove a little further past where I lived, and I had no idea, like probably a half an hour past. And the further east you go, the more remote it gets and darker it gets. And it was the Art Bell show I was listening to because I couldn't figure out radio stations. The car I was using had no CD player or any way to play music, which was sucky. So Art Bell it was, and they were doing EVPs. This was like it when EVPs were kind of not common knowledge. So I'd never heard anything like that before. And they recorded in an old mortuary, and like from the early 1900s. And one recording they got was a ghost voice saying, "Glass eyeballs." Every hair on my body stood up. I was in the middle of the dark in the Inland Empire somewhere, and the ghost voice, pretty scary. A sandwich is also super satisfying. I wonder why bread and pasta, I could live on bread and pasta, are just so bad for you, blood sugar wise. Goes both ways, yeah. There is in the middle of this building, the Taft building, like an Egyptian, I forget what it was called, but we can't see it. It's inside the building. It's like a shrine, but shrine is not the word I want to use. It's a creepy building. So you remember on the walk that we took here, we talked about a lot of people disappeared from this area, especially in the 70s. Reminds me of 8mm. Broadway department store. We're going to stay on this street and then take our next right after the W. I also am always in the mood for corn on the cob with butter and salt. So I'm gonna turn right on Ock Island here, and then we're gonna go left down Sunset. We are gonna walk past Papaya Salad, but they are closed for lunch break. Plus, I couldn't eat there without Joe anyway. I like the papaya salad. I kind of, so I didn't live here in that time, obviously. I wasn't here yet, but I feel like it could not have been like that movie. I feel like that movie had to be somewhat ridiculous. Like it had to be somewhat ridiculous. Like, we'll go this way. Everybody's waiting for somebody. This is the way I was going to go anyway, but I'm not going to cross the street and mix with that crowd. Bands play here sometimes. Maybe it's the new Justin Bieber album. Everyone's talking about it. This is one of my favorite cars right here, this Grenadier. I just love these. It's more car than I need, but I really do just love it. It's like a man who loved the old Range Rover started that car brand, and it really does look like that. I wonder who they're seeing. I wish I knew. Joe, let me know who they're seeing, if you can. Oh my gosh, I don't care. In regard to buildings that need a plaque, I also feel like this building over here needs a plaque. Fresh corn is everywhere right now. I would have bought some last night, but they only had, it kind of look like rotten corn. So all these people are waiting for, well, who knows? I usually can guess. I think I'm too old enough to get too old now to guess. I'll be waiting in a line like that for Bristol Farms to open, though. I really want to. Oh, I can cross. This street used to be really run down. The old DMV was over here somewhere. This is where I got my California driver's license. And then that used to be a punk club. That building right there, we visited that outside of it on our punk tour. Hey, George Bagger, welcome. Welcome. We're just gonna head down to Sunset. Gonna head over to the 101. I'm probably gonna sign off after that and take a shower. I think my next purchase is a lighter colored backpack, so I'm not just soaking the heat in. I wonder what album. No, I mean, yeah, a 12-hour shift is kind of rude. I once worked a shift that was 9 o'clock, actually 12 hours. It was 9 o'clock to, actually no, not. It was like 9 at night to 7 a.m. and I had to work the next day at 10 a.m. So technically, I was a salaried person. Technically, that was like 1.5 of my shift. So I got somebody to work my shift, and they didn't pay me for a whole fucking day. I quit pretty soon after that. I was like, that's shitty. Everywhere I've ever worked, when you pull a shift like that, they give you a day off with like an extra day off. It's if you're okay with it, I've got no problem. I've always thought like maybe I would love to work like 4 10-hour days and have 3 days off a week versus 4 5 8-hour days or whatever they turn out to be. That's a lot nicer. 3 days off is the way to live if you can. I don't know why I do that every time. Hollywood sign right up there. We're on Gower. Oh no! The CICU, is that like the internal care unit? I don't know what the C stands for. I hope you're okay. Intensive, sorry, internal. Or internal. This is the street that we called about the house that was for rent, the $4,000 house. Somebody did rent it, by the way. Very cute. And they got a front yard all filled with planter boxes. Could have been us. I'm joking. $4,000 is just a lot of money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 10 days, 4 hours a week. 10 hours, 4 days a week. I think though that Mondays would be much more shittiest because you'd be heading into a 10-hour Monday. So I haven't fully thought it through yet, but hiya. No, I think I could do it. Oh, this is where Selma ends. We're gonna go right on La Bague. That's French for the bag. I'm kidding. That'd be Le with an L-E. I feel like if you're not going too far, 4-day vacation is great. I feel like whenever we take a weekend, like it's traveling to, traveling from, that's like a whole day when I could have been lying around. I've had some really nice staycations. They go by just as fast as a vacation. I'm gonna switch. Just was changing the signal for a second. We went down to like 100. Salute to anybody that has to work. For sure. And to Mr. Burger. We'll send him some fireworks. And to you for your managerial 12-hour shift. To all of you. So I apologize. I only hear or see or pay attention to a third of the stuff because I don't want to trip. And you are welcome, Brenda. I really like, the more I think about pasta with butter and cheese, the more I want it for dinner. With some dino nuggets on the side. You got to get you some nice clogs shoes when you go walking in England. So next week, Thursday or Friday, most likely Friday, we're going to be walking around talking about all of these studios, getting a little history, the Hollywood studios, I mentioned that earlier. Tomorrow night, we're going to be going live in the Eve. I'll be walking in Silver Lake Echo Park, checking out Echo Park Lake and the Lotus and the sunset, the lotuses. There's our favorite Thai noodle house, Hoi Ka, right over there. Home of the papaya salad. Arby's is now selling roast beef. Where were we, Joseph? We were recently somewhere where we saw an Arby's with that sign that was still an Arby's. I never really liked Arby's except their French fries were a giant portion and they were like steak fries, and I really do love steak fries. I love all fries except for waffle ones and zigzaggy ones, but sometimes zigzaggy ones. I guess crinkle cut is what they're called. Oh, crazy. Let me smash that window. Hiya. Yeah, I think French fries are like the perfect food. This is the part where I try not to get hit by a car. I like the ketchup, I just don't like it on my plate. I really love ketchup when the fries are really hot and the ketchup is ice cold. It's just a lovely contrast. That's right. I just did a little piece on the Hollywood Athletic Club, which is where Bugs Bunny was born. And I feel like I might have been inspired by somebody in this chat telling me that they took a tour of these studios in the 90s or early 2000s. So the Hollywood Athletic Club, in that video, there's also maps that were hand drawn of all the studios and the area and what was in every room by Bob Clampett, one of the animators. It was pretty cool. And it's weird because that building held the first Emmys, which is great, but who knows what an Emmy is outside of America or the acting world? And maybe not too many people inside of America any longer. So it's got a plaque for the first Emmy, which was given to a puppet, but nothing for the birthplace of American animation, really. Birthplace of Bugs Bunny. Well, it's not the birthplace, but... And also, up here on Western is the Charles Mintz Studio. Because 20th Century or some... I can never remember the studios that were in my neighborhood. I feel like it was part of 20th Century. What time of year, if I missed it, are you going to go to England? I feel like it's a springtime thing. Or a fall. I bet it's lovely in the fall. I went in December. It wasn't as cold as a Dickens novel, but it was pretty cold. We all kind of grew up on Looney Tunes. That's the crazy thing. Like, I can ask this guy riding the bike right now. He may speak English, he may not speak English. I can ask him what an Emmy is, and he's gonna have no idea. I can ask him who Bugs Bunny is, and he's gonna know. Bugs Bunny's birthplace deserves a plaque. I have drafted a note to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce and also the Hollywood Historical Society. Let me see if I get off my ass and email it to them, but I want to see if I can kind of make that happen. Joseph laughed at me. So we usually cross the 101 twice before I sign off, and that's just what we'll do today. If you are heading north on the 101, I would stay at work for a little while longer. If you're heading towards our lovely downtown Los Angeles, I would also probably stay at work a little while longer. The smog. I would really love to see in England, I would love to go to the old shore towns, like the seaside towns they forgot to burn down, mentioned in that Morrissey song. They forgot to bomb or turn, I can't remember the total line, but I would love to see the British seaside. Right, Brighton. Actually, I also feel like there was a movie, My Beautiful Laundrette. I think part of that took place in Brighton. So this whole area where the Target is up ahead, this is like 20th Century Studios West. It wasn't 20th Century, it was before, that's it, it's before Fox and 20th Century merged. These closed down, probably one of the first studios to like close down when the studio system collapsed. This is the neighborhood actually from 8mm. And so when they drove through this neighborhood, which we walked through all the time, it was kind of interesting. I'm not recommending this movie, by the way. A, it was not very good. But B, it was very... not one you would want to sit down and watch with your mom. I wanted to like it, though. My memory of it was a lot better. What does Shakespeare say? The sweetest melody is an unheard refrain. I probably should have never watched it. We're going to cross and we're going to take St. Andrew's Street. Oh, look, there's the Grenadier again. The Grenadier dashboard has like buttons and toggle switches, and it's very old-fashioned looking on the inside. And also, unlike a Land Rover, can really do some damage off-road. We're waiting for 24 hours a week or a day to open. I could go for some shawarma, actually, or a gyro. We used to get gyros constantly from this place near our house. Here's the Home Depot, the one that keeps getting raided. Devoid of people. Kind of a bummer. Do you want me to grab some Panda Express and bring it home? You know I can't order in there. I always get the wrong thing. I've only recently got into Panda Express. I try not to shop at Target as much anymore. Since they kind of dropped the whole DEI thing, which I always thought they were like a pioneer of that. I don't really choose to give them too much money, but I sometimes can't resist. I've done a really good job of not buying any summer clothes. I will need new shorts for next summer though. I'm wearing the same 4 shorts constantly. And walking 7 to 10 miles in them, so you're getting their wear. All right. I thought I could get through the green light, the red light. We're walking this way because we typically walk under the 101 freeway at the end of these walks, and so that's what we're going to do today. We get a really nice look at downtown. I get to do an easy cross over Western, under Western. Usually it's like a village down here, a really fun, well, I don't know about fun, but like bunch of people waiting, for work, and then there's a person that cooks also. Like a taco stand over here. It's kind of lovely and not happening anymore. Oh, my watch just said something. Thank you so much, BD. We are at... I just got a split notice. I think we're at mile 7. 701, yeah. Take a left here. We'll walk next to Target. This used to be like the Society Ladies building. I think it's I forget what it's called. You'd know it if I named it. The Ladies Who Lunch Charity Society. The Junior League, but I think it's the Southern California Junior Assistance League. That's what they're calling. That's what they were called. And the Junior League is usually charitable, wealthy people, women. Bye. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're here for the first time, like BD said, subscribe, join. Yeah, say hi. And like. Definitely like. Give us a big algorithm hug. We really need it. I would love to hit 2,000 by my 1 year mark, which is coming up next month. We're gonna do maybe a little more streaming in August, like maybe 1 day a week. I'm gonna try to do something special. I'm kind of cooking that up, besides me eating an ice cream cake. It's absolutely free to subscribe. There's no crust on the sandwiches at the ladies' luncheon. This building has been here for like 10 years, all by itself. And now it's got this building next to it. But this is where I feel like for a while Netflix employees were parking, and then they would be driven over to the Netflix, which is behind us. Los Angeles has a large Russian and Ukrainian diaspora. This is a Russian church, actually. A couple blocks over, next to Bukowski's place. We've been there before, and I think I've shown you the church. There's a older version of this church. It's really kind of cool to see the onion domes, or whatever they're called. It definitely, for me, it would be Fudgy the Whale. The Cookie Push, you got to contend with that ice cream cone. So the building, the closer you get to it, the more plasticky it looks, and the spires and the little sort of onion-shaped, I don't know what you would even call those, gables, they really look like a plastic material, like a Lego. I bet She Clicks Bricks has built something like this. Oh, George! Gosh, thank you so much. You definitely deserve some fireworks. Thank you guys so much. I don't know what those are. Rose petals. Woo! There's my fluffy fireworks. I got my fireworks back. So thank you so much, George. That's really awesome. As we wait here, because I didn't walk fast enough, we will do some ice cream on George. George, be sure to hang out with us tomorrow night. We'll be live streaming at 6. Joseph and I will get a snack. We're just about at the end of it. The only thing I could get at this point is a Starbucks. And I'm not so Starbucky. You guys, if I ate ice cream every day, I would not be able to do these walks. It's actually probably not true. I've burned 766 calories. So I could get a small ice white mocha. I do love to get Starbucks. I just haven't done it for maybe a year or so. And I would normally just get a hot coffee or a red eye or a purple eye. Like a regular drip with shots of espresso in it. There was like a mobile gas station here for a really long time at a taco truck. Kind of nice. Nicer than Starbucks, actually. All right. Creepy staircase up ahead and to the right. I just have to live through the crosswalk. You know what tomorrow is, guys? It's the 18th. And I'm not going to say it because I know you already know, but dun 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 dun. Here's your Thursday rush hour commute. Live from the 101 freeway. No one's hanging out down here today, which is great. So we just crossed over that second bridge up there. I do want to take a sec to thank my members again. We're trying to plan the live stream, the next live stream, members live stream. I don't want it to just be eating Popeyes. I just want Popeyes. No one's getting home very fast. So that's the ultimate douche move, by the way. Everybody's waiting in traffic, and they're taking this little road to cut everybody off. I wouldn't let them in. That made me mad seeing that. Cheaters never win. Hey, you guys, thank you so much. So very much. I didn't see a lot of papaya salad emoji use today. So we're going to have to save that for a day when we actually get it. I'm about to take off. I will be live streaming at around 6 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to take a look. I know it's a little late in the evening for the West Coasters, East Coasters, sorry. It's a nice, like, before you go to bed thing. I'll get back to, I'm mostly afternoon anyway. But I really appreciate you being here today. And thank you guys so much for the support. George, Cecilia, you guys are the best. I will see you tomorrow around 6 o'clock. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm an East Coaster at heart. For sure. Be glad that you're not stuck in this traffic. Be glad I'm not stuck in this traffic. And if any of you are stuck in this traffic, stop looking at your phone and get off on the next exit. Have a really awesome Thursday night. I will see ya tomorrow. Take care. Woo! Hey, mountain bike.